Hey guys, welcome back to KY Coins and Collectibles, and I'm going to do something a little different on this video. What I've got is my currency collection, or some of it. This is mostly my large notes, and I'm just now really starting to dip my toe into the currency world. So I've got some currency that I've picked up in various collections throughout the years. I've got a handful of large notes, and that's what I'm going to show you today. Is the large notes I've picked up over the last few years, and a couple smaller notes, newer notes that I've got as well. And at the end of the video, I'll show you a couple of my nicer notes that I've got. That I'm really proud of, and I'm very happy I've got a couple of them. So stay tuned to the end, and I'll show you my cool notes I really like. But what I've really started doing is trying to go through my larger notes, and like I said, I've got a few, and kind of learning about currency, because it's a totally different world than coin collecting, and it's the grades are the same, but you're having to look for different stuff on the notes. Like, it's a different way to look at them. You got to look at the different folds and pinholes and the edges and the alignment. It's just totally different, and for me, it's kind of, I like starting all over and figuring it out, and it's fun. And currency and coin collecting, they kind of go hand in hand. And I think currency collection, like collecting, has really picked up over the last few years. I'm seeing more and more videos. I've not sent anything off yet to get graded. I think I've got a few pieces I do want to get graded, not because they're the best of condition, but they're still high priced items, and I think getting them graded and preserved is a good thing to do, especially with these older notes, because I mean, it's just paper. So I think try to preserve them as best you can. It's totally different than a coin that's metal, and it's going to last a lot longer than paper will. So I think a lot of my nicer currency notes I'm going to get graded. And I know most people do the PCGS and then the PMG, I believe it is. Yeah, so that's kind of the main two. So a lot of people like the PMG, and it's kind of it stands for paper money guarantee, and I think they're more prestigious. Like, most of the currencies I see are graded by PMG, and I know PCGS, they've come a long ways in the last few years too with their notes and how they grade them. So I'm going to look more into that, but I think I'm leaning towards PMG. So I've got it. Whenever I submit some, I'll make a video of it. So if you've never submitted any currency, you can kind of follow what I've done. So I'm excited about that. But I'll show you. And like I said, I'm just really getting into it. This is the first video I've done solely on currency, so it's going to be kind of all over the place. This is a portion of my currency collection. I do have a bunch of silver certificates, which I know a lot of people have a lot of silver certificates. I mean, I've got piles of them. There's some star notes in them, but they're really nothing special. A couple of nice fancy notes, but I'll do that in another video. My newer, smaller currency notes. But this one, I'm really liking the large notes, the horse blankets, and they've all got different names. Like, I mean, they're all the Black Eagle and the Indian and the Buffalo, and that's a couple of the ones I really want to get is the Indian head and the Buffalo. So them, I really like those. I do have a couple of these Black Eagles, and I love these. And like this one's not the best shape, but I mean they still carry a good premium. So this was one of my first large notes I really had ever got, and I had bought a nice case for it, a nice hard plastic case for it. So I'll kind of just show you what I got, and and if you're going to get into currency or paper money, trying to collect and getting values on it, this is a little book I picked up. I think I got it off eBay for like $14, and it's been pretty helpful. It's really basic. I mean it just goes over every denomination from the dollar to, I think it was like the $10,000 notes. Yeah, so a lot of people don't even know there was a 500 or 1,000 or 5,000, $10,000 notes. So it's really cool to see the different notes, the large notes, the newer notes, and kind of read up about all the different ones. And even a lot of the smaller notes in the 20s and 30s can carry a good little price tag on them, especially if they're like star notes. The prices can jump quite a bit. I know nowadays everybody like when they see a star note, they pluck it and save it, put it back, which a lot of the newer ones don't really have much value besides the face value. But once you get back, from what I've seen, once you get back into the 20s and 30s and farther back, a lot of the star notes will carry a premium. I mean, you're looking $40 to $200 on this 1928 $20 bill. So, and this just gives you an idea, and it tells you the quantity printed, or the mintage, like the coins kind of, and you get to see all the different notes, different names for them, and the Hawaii notes, and there's so many different stuff. And these, but the large notes, they're just the art and the design on them is just so beautiful. I mean, look at the back of this $10 silver certificate. It's beautiful. Really nice blue seal. And so if you're going to get into it, just pick you up a book, like $15. I mean, it even does new stuff too. So if you've got a $10 bill, a newer one, because it does new bills, and most of the time it's just face value, or if it's in really good shape, it's got to be. So this $10 bill, it's a 2004 Unk, like uncirculated, 63. So mint, it's $20, and if it's a star note and it's mint, it's 60. So it's still kind of the same thing as coins. With the grading, I think it goes to 70 as well. The same scale. So you've got to have the newer note. They've got to be spotless, crisp. So pick up a book if you're getting into currency collecting, large notes or small notes, new or old notes. I think this one just does large notes or newer notes, the smaller notes. I know you can get books on fractional currency, Confederate currency. There's so many different older types of currency, and that goes way back, and you'll have to have specific books to grade those and look them up. So this one just kind of does newer, large, and small notes. So it's a good one to pick it up. Now I'll show you some of the ones I've got, and let me know what you think about what I've got, or if you see one you think I should get graded for sure. Let me know, because if you're watching this video, you probably clicked it because it said currency, and you may know a little more about it than I do. So let me know below if I've got anything you think I should get graded. So I'll kind of show you some stuff. And I don't really know much about them, so I'm just going to be pretty straightforward with them. Like this $1 red seal, like I've got a couple of these, and I think I have around $100 in these each. Normally I get about 10 to 20% off some of the stickers. Both of these are 1917s. This one's in a little better shape, and I'll give you a front and back look. Yeah, just the artwork is so amazing on these. Yeah, and that one's got a little more wear and tear on it, but this one's pretty good shape. It's a lot better shape. I don't even know, I wouldn't even like tell you a grade, because I wouldn't know. I mean, I know coins, I don't know currency, so this is all new to me. So this one looks a lot better. The edges look pretty good, or better. There is like some creases down the middles and the sides, but overall it's not a bad looking coin. Or currency. See, I'm used to talking about coins. I've got a couple of these large silver certificates, the $1 ones, and that one's got $20, but I don't know if I paid that for it. It's got some holes in it right in the face of Washington, and it's pretty thin. It's got some rips, and it's pretty rough shape, but it's an awesome note. Another $1, and these are, let me see, the 1923s. Yep. And this $10. Now this one is a $10 Federal Reserve note, and it is a 1914. It's in pretty rough shape, but here's actually one that we looked at in the book. It's the farmers on one side and the industrial revolution going on over here with all the factories and the smokestacks. It's hard to see on this one, but that's a really cool note. Another Silver Eagles. I've got a couple Silver Eagles, or Black Eagles, sorry. Black Eagles. See, like I said, I'm used to talking about silver coins. But yeah, these Black Eagles, they're really nice. And I know a lot of people like these Black Eagles, and they always sell for a good little penny. I know a lot of them go between, they can start at $70, $80 in rough condition. And while I'm showing you that one, I'll show you these other ones. Like I said, this was the first one I'd ever got, and it's not bad shape. Well, the front actually looks better than the back. The back's got some bad creases, some fold lines. And I don't really know the terminology yet, so you have to bear with me. Same thing on this one, this Black Eagle. I think I've got 3, and they're all about the same. This one's a little better on the back. This one's got some heavy fold lines on the back, and this one's not bad on the back. but I think the front looks better on this one than the front on this one. And it's the opposite on the back. So there's those two. Now these are some of my better ones, and these would probably be some of the ones I got graded. These large notes that are gold certificates. Now these are really cool. I love these, and I wish they were in a little better shape. But look at the back of those gold certificates. That like orangish gold color. That's just awesome. They're not bad shape. $20 bills. So I'd like to, I may get those graded. I know they bring a good chunk of change. Another $1 silver certificate. And this one's actually pretty nice. This is one of my nicer ones. $20. And this is a Federal Reserve note too. And it is a 1914 $20 bill. And now this one's actually really, this is probably my nicest one. So I may get this one graded too. And look at the back. You got your train, a car, a plane, a boat, Statue of Liberty, a little tugboat. I mean, this note's got it going on. There's a lot going on the back of this note. That's awesome. I mean, back in that day, you know, they were putting like all the technology on the cover or like the back of these notes. So that's just awesome. And like, it's so cool. Like, the closer you look at it, the more details you can see in it. Like, you can see, if you had a magnifying glass, you can see the people's face, like in the car. That's awesome. Look at that. The detail is just amazing. So, yeah, this is why I love currency, like the artwork. I mean, that is true. That's a work of art right there. And that one's in decent shape. You think I should get that one graded? Let me know. I really want to. And here's another one. So this is kind of a comparable. That one's got a little more wear and tear. Somebody used this one a little more. I mean, they had that folded up in their pocket. It's just awesome. And another one. That one's not as bad as that one, but not as good as the first one. So, another $20 one. Here's a $10 with Jackson on it. Let's see what we got on the back of this one. So we got a plow and the smokestacks, the industrial scene over here. That's awesome. Yeah, the artwork on these is just amazing. So I think that is really all. That's all of my large notes. Let me see. Yep. So that's what I've got in large notes. I know it's not much, but to me it is. Let me know what you think about those and which ones I should get graded, because I want to send a few off. Here's a couple of my smaller notes that I thought were cool. They're the national currency, and it's really cool because I think I've got probably 4 or 5, and I had these kind of on top. These were the last few I got in one of my collections that I had bought. This one's New York. That's $10. Missouri, Kansas City, and the last one is Kentucky, and that's where I'm from, and it's in Winchester, Kentucky, which is close. Like it's pretty close to me. So this is really cool, and it's one of the first like Kentucky national notes I've seen around here. So it's really cool to find one from close to where you're from. So that was really cool, Winchester. And if I know a lot of people probably aren't familiar with Kentucky, Winchester is close to Lexington, and everybody's probably heard of Lexington and like the Derby with all the horses and stuff. So that's really close to Lexington. So, yep, pretty cool. I thought that was really cool. Kentucky national currency note. So I'll probably get this one. And I've been looking it up. Like I've not seen many from Kentucky, and I had heard that the smaller banks, like the bigger bank national notes, are less collectible because there's more of them, of course. And these smaller banks that made them, they're worth a little more. So I'd say this has a good little price tag on it. I've not been able to find one. So if you've got one, and this is a smaller serial number too, 3-digit 787. So that's pretty cool. And it's in decent shape. So this will probably be another one I get graded. And I just pulled that out of, it was kind of with my large notes. And the last couple I've got, I was telling you about at the beginning of the video, that I'm really, like, these are my favorites. And I got really lucky when I got these. And they are a $500 note. And like, it's in pretty good shape. These are kind of my babies right here. And I'd bought a big collection, and it had a lot of currency in it, and it had these in it, so I had to pay quite a bit to get these. And all three, I've got 3 different notes here, and they were all in it. And this $500 bill it's pretty nice. It's in good condition. And I just put these in hard cases too, because they're in good shape. You don't see many $500 bills. A lot of people don't think they're real. I've showed people before, and they're like, that's not real. But yeah, they actually made a $500 bill. So here it is. If you've never seen one before, it's in pretty good shape. And they bring a pretty good price, depending on condition. And this one's in pretty good shape. So I'll probably get this one graded. And this next one is in pretty good shape. It's got like a counter stamp on it, maybe from a teller. And it's in pretty good shape as well. And I know somebody had told me about the seals. They have like a light green and a dark green seal. And I believe one of these is the light green. But there's 2 different seal types, but they're in good shape. Yeah, so that collection had both these in it. And my favorite note that I have is this $1,000 bill note. And this is the only one I've ever seen. I had seen another $500 bill at one time, but I had never seen a $1,000 bill. And here it is. This is my favorite note. It's got a big crease down the middle, and the edges are pretty good shape. Now I'll probably get this one graded as well. And this one is a 1934, and it's not bad. It's got Cleveland on it. And the $500 notes have McKinley on it. So yeah, these are kind of my favorite notes that I have. And it might have been the seal on this one, might have been a light green. So I don't know, I'm still learning, so let me know in the comments what you think. I've got a few I know I'm going to get graded, but what would you all grade if you had these? Let me know below in the comments. Appreciate you all watching and looking through my collection with me and letting me know what you think. If you got any suggestions or what I should do with them or which ones I should get graded, just let me know. So I'm new to this, so don't be too hard on me. I'm trying to get into it. What should I get graded? What do you all collect? Do you collect large notes, large denomination notes, large currency, small notes? What do you all like to? And I know I've actually got one sitting over here that is a little different. I know this one's off center. Like I said, there's a lot to these. Like an error on a coin, they do them on currency as well. Notes. This one is pretty plain to see the way it was off center. Look at the space over here versus over here. You can see it pretty good on the back, but that's just one I had set to the side I had found going through. So yeah, let me know what you think, or you think I should go have a big fancy meal and just whip out the $500 bill and say there you go. I would never, but it's pretty cool. Okay guys, thank you all for watching. Let me know what you think down below, and y'all have a good night.